What is up, everybody, and welcome to the Losers Lounge. It all comes to an end tonight, guys. Sad. We were hoping for one little last gasp, a little death rattle of hope, just one more win, but it wasn't meant to be, and the Nuggets go out. They went out swinging. That second unit, or that unit that was on the court, fought to the bitter end, but Denver falls 125-118 and falls 0-4 to the Phoenix Suns. We're gonna get through it. We'll have to talk through this one. Talk about the season in general.
Yeah.
Talk about Jokic's ejection. We'll argue.
Yeah. Like, can we not?
We'll pretend like it's like a thing we have to decipher. And hey, we have to get the answer for this. We'll go through all that stuff and talk about this game, but also just kind of wrap up the season. And to do that, I'm joined by Brendan Vogt.
Hey, there's plenty to celebrate this season as well, and there's a lot to bemoan right now. A lot to be bummed about. But when we reflect, first ever MVP, furthest any of the Final Four teams went in the bubble. Scheduling turned this season into the slog, but fellas, the Nuggets found a way to make it fun, at least for me.
Yeah. I got D-Line Co over here.
Yo, let's not talk about this game. Who cares about this stupid fucking game? This was a great season,
there are
man.
things that happened in the game though, that we have to talk about.
Why? Because we're going to build on them towards next year?
Yeah, we have to talk about the adjustments.
Nothing that happened in this game has any effect on anything that will ever happen to the Nuggets ever again.
Nonetheless, I'm still going to have to start.
We'll talk about the game. Maybe a little bit.
We'll spend like one segment on the game. We'll spend a little bit here. But we do appreciate everybody that's here, on this Sunday night. This is a journey. And we've been on this journey for a long time, 6 years now. If you really think about it, the bubble ended. The new season, we didn't even know when it was going to start. If you recall, the NBA came out and it was like, season starts in 6 weeks, by the way. Like it was something really ridiculous when the first announcement was, to when everybody was like, well, here we go. To start from there to get to where we are, it feels like 5 lifetimes. It really does.
I feel for us, and I want to start with that to say I can't imagine how the players must feel, and not just on the Nuggets, but any team. I mean, it's just been so exhausting, and I felt like in these Zoom calls we were seeing the faces and hearing the voices of like men who had earned a hard, long nap, like earned it,
Yeah, totally.
And
they were exhausted. I mean, Malone said this when Jokic won the MVP, that he is fried. I mean, and it was a weird admission. But it was also not a secret. It's like, it's like the Emperor has no clothes, and somebody finally said it.
Yeah,
exactly. Was like,
exactly.
Jokic exhausted. You guys all see it, and I think even that, part of that is part of what happened tonight in the game with him. We'll talk about that. But my point of bringing up this journey was it was a really long one, but the cool part about it is all of the people that are here watching the show right now, we're on this together. It really is like a cool,
the realest of the real
camp that we have, a little club that we have here, a little secret club that once people find it, they don't leave. They hang around through all the way through the bitter end. And so, all right, I'll start with you. So he don't want to talk about it. Do you have a takeaway from this game specifically that's contained within this game?
Oh, I thought they played with pride tonight. I thought they fought. It wasn't enough. Jokic got, Jokic gets ejected, and so obviously winning that game is going to be real difficult. But however futile the effort may have been, fellas, I thought it was there tonight. I thought they played with pride. It could have been cleaner, could have been better. I don't think they rolled over, and so it's a low bar to clear, but I thought they cleared it.
The start of tonight's game I thought was weird. Like, I mean, every game of the 2 home games Denver had, we got to be honest, Denver didn't exactly show out the greatest. The city of Denver, I'm saying. And, there was just no energy in both games to start. And in this one, it felt like Denver, we were wondering, are they giving it their all here, early on, because it was so clunky and so, whatever. But as it got contentious, as they were within striking distance, they absolutely battled like a team that wanted a Game 5. And you didn't know how that would be. If you get into Jokic gets ejected, they go down 18 immediately, and you think man, if ever there was a time to kind of just go through the motions, this is it. Yeah, they didn't. They fought with pride, exactly, and so there was that.
I loved it. Will Barton really coming through with the heart. Will Barton is all heart. Yeah. He's all heart.
I mean, again, it sounds dumb because I'm not in any position to be proud of a professional athlete, but I appreciate Will Barton. The effort these last 2 games.
I'm so proud of him.
Yeah, he came out and he played like they needed him to, and it wasn't enough. Yeah. But he played like he cared about his teammates in the series.
As a person that is, paid to analyze him in an objective way, you can be proud of guys when you see them battle through adversity. It's not like you're granting them some sort of special, designation, but it's just cool to see people play bigger than they are, like be bigger than they are. And Will Barton, like the MVP of the league, Jokic gets ejected on a call that will be debated forever.
We'll talk about that here in a second. But I just got a text from Harrison Wind. It's going to be a while tonight. They're doing exit interviews right now.
What?
Such bullshit, man.
Wait,
Come
every
on,
single
Nuggets.
player?
Every single player, they're doing exit interviews, which, one, means we won't participate in those. Two, you're asking a team to reflect on the season. Exit interviews are like the last point of contact you have until training camp, till media day. And so they're having that right now, which seems like a real... Look, these players deserve to be able to get out of Dodge, but, like, come on, man, give us the morning tomorrow. Like,
is that any
9 a.m.? Like,
and is that any easier on them, really, if they have to do that? Good thing I tweeted that this was the Exit Lounge, which was poorly named 5 minutes ago. Suddenly very aptly named.
I'm so bummed about that, man. Like, exit interviews are like this... they're the nice, like, real bow on the season where you ask guys to reflect. Like, what's Jokic going to say right now about his MVP season? Reflect on it. Dude, you want to go, Eric? I know you really don't want any of these topics, but I'm going to ask you: do you want to go to the crowd first, or do you want to go to the ejection first?
I have a hard time, like, really going in on the crowd. Like, the crowd, it's tough because it was not a good crowd either night.
Right. Tonight, though, it's just so many Phoenix fans.
But the thing is that we're living in a world where it's like the city of Denver has set itself up to be like, make it difficult for people to be Nuggets fans. Like,
why is that?
They're not on television.
Oh yeah, that's the number one. Yeah, for sure.
The main newspapers, the newspapers like
hate them. They want them to fail.
They'll write their stories in a way that it makes you feel foolish for believing in this team. Like
angry old white guys doing it.
It's just like a weird thing where like it's like a toxic, acidic environment for the Nuggets, and so they've kind of grown. But it takes people. It takes like somebody that wants to be into them to like really understand the story of this, and it's so. I have a hard time like going in on Nuggets fans. I was not particularly proud of the city of Denver the last several games, but I also like just kind of understand the lay of the land. And also the Nuggets just like they just couldn't get going. Like they were just outmatched in this series, and when there were moments when the crowd could come to life, they did. Yeah. Unfortunately, like the biggest moments that I was involved with were just like screaming at the refs.
You were not happy with the referees tonight. I thought there were a few fouls that really or calls that bugged me, but to me, like this series, it's gone the same way every game. That I'm like, what can you do? It's funny you mention it though, because I got to see a buddy tonight. An old buddy used to be an exec with the Nuggets. And left for reasons I don't want to get into, but he went to Phoenix, and so it was kind of funny to hear him tonight. He came to the bar early, sat and chatted with me for a little bit, but just hearing about like the contrast between the fan base, just talk about how on fire Phoenix has gotten during this run.
Michaela will tell you, she went to school there. Like Phoenix is more of a basketball town. They don't support their baseball team. Yeah. They don't support their football team. It's just every now and again, like you have a city that likes one. They don't support their hockey team, like at all, but they like the Suns.
Yeah. My point isn't here to like rag on the fans or this or that. It's just to point out that it sucks that you had this Nugget season and you had this round, and like the home court was not as big of an advantage as you really hoped, and it's just noteworthy. Like as I know so many times people have like gone back and watched old shows of ours from last year in the bubble and made kind of, like it's like fun to relive because it becomes a little time capsule of what was going on. And one of the pieces of the series was, for whatever reason, the arena was empty for a year and a half for COVID. It got full for the first time for this round, and it wasn't like what we expected. Oh, you're all excited.
I do want to, some like pushback a little bit. You can't really hear this stuff as well through TVs, especially when
but even from people from everybody's reports though.
Yeah, no, I feel you. And it was slow. Like Ball Arena, still formerly Pepsi Center, still doesn't know how to handle a big influx of people at once.
No, they do not. It's absolutely terrible.
And look, it's the job of a crowd to like bring it at all times. But let's be honest, this series, like it didn't ever really feel like they were close. And every time they got close, something like a dagger happened right away. So. Like, look, it was tough. It was tough.
In, dude.
I don't want to blame people.
I love you guys.
We'll keep moving. We'll move on.
Like I don't want to rag on the fans. Like these are the fans.
Yeah, these are the fans. Yeah. But I want to ask the other thing about the ejection tonight. I mean, obviously it was a big story. We've seen Jokic do this so many times. There's so many things Jokic does that are like he's always walking the line. And tonight, look, I thought it was. He wound up. I thought Campaign did an A+ job of selling it. Like, part of me thinks the fact that he laid on the ground. And I honestly, when it happened, I was like, yo, Jokic finally got someone. Because he always does that where he like goes like that, but he never actually like makes like hard contact. And I was like, oh shit, he finally did it. And then you see the replay, he didn't. Campaign, I expected Campaign to come up with a black eye. He didn't. That being said, it's hard to like cape too much for Yoke because he knew what he was doing in that moment.
That's my thing, man. Like prior to this moment, I've always thought it's a little lame that Yoke does that.
Yeah.
I mean, not like a big deal. I'm not trying to write a think piece about like physical violence and stuff. It's just, I mean, like, it's not the other player's fault that the refs aren't calling it. And when you wind up and you swing down on another dude, I know it's not his intention, but look, maybe you catch a nose or a finger or a wrist. Guys can get hurt.
He didn't in this one. He didn't, though. I want to make it clear he did not.
I know. I'm not sitting here saying poor Campaign. I'm just saying, like, it's a poor choice.
So Jokic, it's like this. Jokic used to get backcourt fouls, and then, like, later on he would be in foul trouble. And this one, it's like, hey, you play with fire, sometimes you get burned. This one, he played with fire, and they called a flagrant 2, which was BS. But you put yourself in position.
Mike.
It should have been a flagrant one. I want to be clear.
Super chat. Ted Martin.
I think it's even.
People are here, man. My
all right, let's get out of this part. Let's have some fun with it.
Like, who cares?
Yeah, let's get out of it. Yeah, the broader point was, and I hate this, they didn't show the play Jokic was pissed off about. They should have played the why he was upset in the first place. I was like,
the thing is like Jokic is a fiery competitor.
He is a fiery competitor.
It's like still waters run deep. Like he doesn't show a lot until he sees red. Once he sees red, like.
And I get why he does. I'm just saying, man, like if I'm Devin Booker and you wind up that hard and you swing seemingly on my guy because you're upset about the refs, I'm going to get in your face too. Now, should not have been an ejection. Don't think any other MVP gets ejected for that.
Yeah, that's the other part of this is we're like, come on, man.
Yeah, like,
do you remember the Draymond Green foul on LeBron where his common foul wasn't even like...
So don't get me wrong. It was soft.
I will remember Jokic, the look in Jokic's eyes as he looked at little Devin Booker.
Actually, badass, man. We've seen this a few times.
Devin Booker, like, really, what are you going to do?
He said, what are you going to do about it? Yeah, he did have the, like...
What are you going to do?
He did have...
You tell Kim, Khloe, which Kardashian?
He's with the Kardashians?
Yeah, the Bookers. Booker
really?
with the Kardashians.
And it's like he's like the first one that's like ascended from the Kardashians. He's gotten the Kardashian bump somehow.
Yep.
He's playing fantastic basketball. Somebody told me he's half Mexican. Maybe kind of my homie now.
Unbelievable.
I'm in on him now.
You know how they say like there are two types of people. There are people who will talk about fighting you, and then there are people who will just start fighting you. You can't really do that on an NBA court. I've always assumed Jokic is the latter. Tonight, that look in his face.
Oh, Jokic's a fighter. Are you kidding me?
No, that's what I'm saying. No, this is what I'm saying. Watching him back down to Devin, I was like, that is a face of a man who is not.
He also outweighs him by 100 pounds. But I mean, he also got Jay Crowder, who like everybody thinks is is something crazy. If somebody says Kendall Jenner, so that's not a Kardashian.
That is a Kardashian.
Well, she's a Jenner.
Oh yeah, but she's part of the Kardashian.
All right, well,
conglomerate.
Technicality. We're both right.
Well, her father is Caitlyn Jenner, this is confusing. Actually,
this is really good. Actually, you know what? I don't actually care. You don't have to describe
Kardashian corner.
Kardashian corner with the DNVR crew. So the Nuggets get swept, and I have to say, like, we're in this weird point where Denver beat Portland. They were underdogs in that series, according to DraftKings, which means that DraftKings puts the line where the money tries to split the money. They were underdogs in that one. They overcome it. They overcome Damian Lillard going nuclear, and that was a team that was almost fully healthy. Zach Collins wasn't there, like whatever. But they were healthy with their starting five. They were healthy with their key guys. Like they had all that, and Denver comes through, and Jokic in particular just absolutely dominant. You go to a next series against a better team, and look, do I think Denver was better than 0-4? I do. I think they could have taken one. Didn't shoot the ball well. Didn't really have anybody step up in all 4 games. Certainly not enough guys in any single game to get it done. There was the drop coverage, all this. And it's weird because it kind of feels like a failure. But if you really step back on this season and look at it and you say, the failure was Jamal Murray got injured. Outside of that, Denver did exactly either what you expected or better than what you could have realistically expected.
They're a team with heart. Dude, Jokic is the best. I mean, Will Barton came out with heart. Like, not everybody showed up. Austin Rivers didn't show up. AG didn't show up.
But what does it mean for Austin Rivers to not show up? Like, this is the other thing is Austin Rivers played more or less in this one like a guy that was on a 10-day contract.
Yeah, but the problem is that he showed us he can do more than that.
Kind of.
I feel more comfortable saying that he did show up in round 1 and then just reality caught up to him.
But, here's the funny thing about that one is he showed up in Game 5 with 4 threes in the fourth quarter. If it weren't for that, you would have maybe been a little more underwhelmed at everything else.
He had 2 good games.
And then Game 6, he had some shots. So he carried that momentum with him. All I'm saying is we're sitting here saying Facu wasn't brought in to be the team's starting point guard, and he was forced to be. Austin Rivers wasn't brought in to be the guy that spaces the court for Jokic to do things. He did that he did it once is a miracle. That he didn't 0 out of 4 times is kind of more like.
Yeah, I obviously like. Are you asking me if I think the Nuggets should line up and trot out this exact same team next year? Like, no, I don't. I don't think they should do that. I think it's unfortunate that Austin Rivers turned completely back into a pumpkin.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can't rely on him to do that, but like it would be nice to rely on like a veteran NBA player that has played well in other playoff series to step up. Like, I'm not going to kill the guy. Like, I get it, but at the same point in time, he didn't play well. AG didn't play well, but there are just players on this team that have heart, and at the soul of it, like this team has heart, and so I'm not surprised that they did not back down. I mean, we're not,
and they didn't, and that's what stinks about the sweep, right, Eric?
Yeah,
it's because it's the final result, the period on the sentence. It looks like going out with a whimper, and that like obscures the fact that by virtue of the fact that they were even in the second round, they didn't, and they fought and they scrapped.
There's going to be a narrative, and you already see it amongst the usual suspects who disliked Jokic to begin with. It's like Chris Paul outplayed Jokic in the series, and certainly he was like the MVP of this specific series.
With more.
But here's the thing: he did more with more, which is like if you took out Ayton and you took out Kaminsky and you took out Jay Crowder, because that's basically what Denver's missing is their starting backcourt tandem and the backup defensive guy. If you took that out, Jokic dominates the series too, and it's like. It would be so obvious you wouldn't say, oh, well, how come Chris Paul can't stop Jokic? When it's like, hey, Denver is out there with two guys that, one, have no defensive chemistry. They kept playing that drop. I don't understand why they stuck with it all the way through to the very end of game 4. And even JaVale McGee goes out there playing drop. Chris Paul's getting no shots again. You're like, I don't know what we're doing here. I guess Denver really doesn't want to give up whatever other thing Phoenix would have gotten to.
I am begging you to give something else up. I don't even care if it works or not.
I hope they make the adjustment for next game.
By the way, real quick, it looks like we got about 500 people hanging out in Periscope. We love that. You can also find us on YouTube, HD quality, live chat.
And a live chat, man.
Tons of people hanging out. So if you feel free to head on over to our YouTube channel, DNVR.
Let me do a quick. We'll take our first break, and then after this, we'll move on from this game. We'll move on from the series, and we'll kind of look back on the season. But first, pain scale, Eric. Where is this on the pain scale? 10 being the worst.
This is a 4.
Pretty low.
This is exquisitely low. I told you last time, like, you can't kill me. I'm already dead.
Yeah.
I knew that this was coming the second that Jamal Murray went down. It was just a matter of time. The Nuggets fought. They made me feel I wasn't embarrassed by them, and every team except for one has this. They don't have this podcast, but they have this day.
Oh, it's true. There's all those Suns fans come into the comments.
Yeah,
they try to troll that at the end. They're like, man, I wish we had a DNVR.
I know.
It's why everybody comes to Denver. It's the coolest fucking place.
It is the best place. So I'm not in pain. Like, I'm just bummed. But, I knew that this was coming for months and months. The Nuggets actually just made it the last couple months, like, awesome in the face of what should have been like they should have just been beaten down as soon as they kept losing guys, but they kept fighting. They just kept winning.
I love everybody in the chat giving me your number, 1 to 10. 1 being like no pain at all, 10 being excruciating pain, and you're getting the whole spectrum here. Keep them coming. Well, for you, what scale I just laid out?
Like 4 or 5. I'm with Eric. I mean, it's the way that they went out is a bummer, but that they went out where they did feels more like inevitable, doesn't it? And it's easy to say in hindsight. I would like to put that number even lower, but they would have needed to get a game in this series, and they didn't. Yeah. So that's the source of the pain.
I'm at about a 7, to be honest with you guys. And it's not that high. Like, even losing to the Lakers last year was higher. But for me, the pain is less about the team because it did end the way I kind of expected. You kind of hope they would get one or whatever. But it's more about just, like I said, I wish – this team is so fun and so great. We have this great following, and we've shown. What do you see?
There's just like a bunch of people walking on the street drinking.
Yeah, it's great. Summer in Denver, baby. It's nothing better. Summer nights in Denver. So, but just like the fans not in the arena, and like just this part, that's the part that kills me. Is I'm like, we have this great moment in time, and Jokic's MVP happens via Zoom, and it's just like so anticlimactic.
Yeah,
and I'm always, and the arena experience isn't great, and I'm just like, man, we have this perfect, like, we're selling hot chocolate in the Arctic. They were selling it the worst possible way. Nobody could find the stand. Like, the cups are so tiny. It's just like, this is what it is. It's a little frustrating. So for me, it's that part of it. But you know what? There was a lot of good things that happened in this one, and we'll celebrate them.
This was an amazing. Like, for me, this season is. This season started before the bubble. I mean, this has been like one continuous roll.
Yeah, it really is like one season.
I know. It was like this season started when we were still BSN. Like,
that's so true.
It really does feel like 2 seasons, doesn't it? It does.
Actually, literally, none of us were ever BSN.
I was.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, you're right. I mean, I made shirts for them.
Yeah. Shout out Harrison Wins.
I was a BSN intern.
You were?
Super intern Kale, former super intern. All right, let's get this moving.
For like a week.
It was like 3 months.
It was a while. Yeah.
Really? When did you start, Gil?
July 2 years ago.
All right, so it was 2 months.
Yeah.
Breckenridge Brewery is the official beer of DNVR. Also the official seltzers of DNVR. Also they do lemonades now. There's a lot going on. But one thing you got to know about Breckenridge Brewery, besides the fact that they have great alcohol, the tragic fires in Colorado were absolutely devastating for so many this last year. That's one of many reasons that Breck is donating 1% of all their profits this summer to the National Parks Conservation Association. That's right. If you buy 1 pint or pack of Breck brews, you're donating 1% of those proceeds to the great outdoors. We're going to get in on this as well. We'll host fun events at the DNVR Bar. You can come down, drink a Breck brew or seltzy, walk away with some sweet swag.
You guys, honestly, Friday night, Saturday nights now in the summer, guess what we don't have to do? Work. Guess what we get to do? Drink at the DNVR Bar. Dude, it's going to be great.
You might just catch us hanging out, so feel free to come down.
I'm definitely going to be putting in work this summer.
Yeah, at the bar?
At the bar, yeah. No actual
Breckenridge Brewery, though, guys.
Working this summer?
Breckenridge Brewery does alcohol and food. Check out their farmhouse. Call 303-803-1380 from 12 to 8 p.m. for pickup. Make sure you use code DNVR to save $5 when you do. I hear some honking in the background.
What?
I'm not sure if that's a goose or not. No, it is. It is a goose because I'm talking about Strava Craft Coffee. Right now, you can get 25% off your first purchase when you use code DNVR25. You'll get a purchase of CBD-infused coffee. You're going to notice a lack of certain side effects, right, that you normally get from coffee. That anxiety.
Notice a lack, dude.
Yeah. What you're going to notice is that you feel really chill despite having 2 or 3 cups of coffee. I strongly would recommend it. Code DNVR25, by the way, also gets you 20% off every single purchase when you use their subscription service. So head to StravaCoffee.com today and check out their delicious CBD-infused coffee. Use code DNVR25.
All right, so let's look back on this one. When we whittle this season down, here's a tough question. A real Sophie's choice, and you're going to hate this question, Eric. I can already tell you're going to this going to score really low on your
let's go.
Question
Let's
ranking.
Freaking go. I'm ready.
Are you going to remember this season as Jokic's MVP season?
Yes, that
or
one.
the season Murray got hurt? You get one line to define it.
It's going to be the Jokic. I mean, my God, like this is if you want to talk about something that has never happened in the city of Denver, it's not that a star player got hurt.
Yeah,
that happens every year. That happens all the time. That's the foundation of Nug life.
Yeah,
I will remember forever Jokic getting the MVP. Are you kidding? And not only that, like he got the MVP seemingly when like the entire world was against him. I mean, obviously, like
they were.
It just shows.
They really were.
It just shows you like what the reality of the NBA media really is. Where the loudest ones, the ones on TV that like mercifully don't get to weigh in on these awards, like how out of touch they are with the people that just pay attention and actually write about the game. I mean, he won not in a close fashion. It was an absolute decimation of the field. And you know, all we heard about all year, Embiid is better, CP3 is better, et cetera, et cetera. So, dude, it was just like sweet vindication. We knew, again, like as soon as Murray went out, it was like, yo, just give us that MVP. Like, give us
It is weird how this year like shifted from like let's go win the whole damn thing to like let's get that MVP, man.
We got the MVP.
They won enough regular season games that you're like, all right, I guess I got to gear myself up for a hopeful title run.
Yeah,
you know?
For sure.
It was tough.
What about you? Jokic's MVP or Murray's injury? Like, how do you think it'll most get whittled down in your brain?
It's got to be Jokic's MVP. It's just got to be. We could talk about what could have happened. One thing that did happen for sure, for a fact, is the Denver Nuggets have a most valuable player in the NBA.
Yeah.
And that they went out, that it all happened on Zoom, that a bunch of people who do not watch them play basketball will get many jokes off this summer.
Oh, my God.
Nothing changes.
Yeah,
We will remember watching this season. People at this bar will be talking about that season from him for a long time. It's Jokic.
I mean, I think for me it's Jokic's MVP too, but the Murray injury is also like super close to all of that for me. Like it just is. It really was a season where there was only 1 week we got with Gordon and Murray, and I got to go on Zach Lowe's podcast.
Cool.
I got all this like it
lift.
just felt like it felt different from every other year, just because everybody was buying in, and so like that to me, it's like
that feels so long ago.
I'll tell people this is one of those things where nobody will believe us 20 years from now, because the season will get somewhat forgotten. But it'll be one of those ones where it's like, no, man, Nuggets could have won it that year if everybody was healthy. Even Lakers, this or that. The Nuggets has had a squad, and, it's a bummer. But at the same time, my guy Jokic, been riding with him since Summer League 2015. He just went up a whole other level. And this is the thing. It's not just that he won the MVP. It's that he did so by playing the best basketball of his career by a large margin, scoring 26 points per game, then going to the playoffs and scoring 33 or 34 points per game. Just a remarkable run for him.
It was not a fluke.
No, not a fluke at all. Like, he kept doing
won
it.
every bit of that MVP award. He played so consistently all year long. Like everything, like it wasn't just a matter of all right, we got to give it to somebody.
Right.
Like Jokic showed out this year. Like Jokic, we start off every other season talking about like, is Jokic engaged? Like, do we need to talk about his mental health again? Like, does he have seasonal affective depression? Like, is he going to have another game where he only shoots 1 to 2 shots? No. Jokic comes out and he just sets the tone. He just is the best player in the world from the first day of the season to the last day of the season. It was so impressive. I'll never forget it.
Yeah. It was. He really is so crazy. And I wonder, like, I am so impressed with how much Jokic played every single game.
What is going on downstairs?
A lot of yelling
Somebody
down there.
screaming at the top of their lungs.
I can't tell if they're happy or if they're upset. And if they're upset and it's a Nuggets fan, I don't want to see somebody else get beat up.
All right, well, we'll focus on us.
Anyway, so where was I at with this one?
I don't know.
I lost you.
I was talking about the transcendent and the brilliance of Nikola Jokic, my Lord and Savior.
Oh,
coming out.
I don't know if he'll play. As much as I thought it was so impressive that he wanted to play in every single game, I really do wonder if it's going to be better for him to like slow play that in years to come, especially with how like condensed this was going into next year. It's going to be tough because Denver's going to start the season without Jamal Murray. So where do you really buy him rest? But I do wonder just how important it's going to be, because I thought he was mentally fried. Malone talked about mentally and physically. Mentally fried.
Yep.
I think coming out, like, one big difference for Jokic, and he references this a lot when he's asked about what changed for him, he came out strong from the start of the season. Like, he was at an MVP level from the get-go. And we've seen Jokic start slow in the past. And it's something we rationalize and something we're used to.
Yeah.
But he came out and played like an MVP from day one. I agree with you, Adam. I have a lot of respect for having played all 72 games. I liked the org, let him do it. I was rooting for him to do it. Having said that, in hindsight, coming off of the shortest offseason in NBA history, I don't want to say it was unwise, but it's not surprising, right, to see him now come up and look tired in round 2.
My feeling is that like Jokic now this season cemented himself as, even though he had won first team All NBA, even though he had like been an All-Star several times over, winning the NBA MVP is like, that's a different level. And now it's like, if he comes out and he does start to play it a little bit more like LeBron would or something, it's like he had to work, he had to claw tooth and nail to get to that place of respect in the NBA. Now he's done it. And now it's sort of like, okay, now let's start to think strategically a little bit about how we manage our energy going throughout the season. Like, and I think you'll probably see that. But to me, it was like this season, it was like, I got to remove all doubt.
Yeah.
Because, even after he wins it in a landslide, even after he does whatever he did in the first series, then he puts up numbers that have only been seen by Wilt Chamberlain and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Like every single night there was a new one that was like...
Yeah, we still have like chucklehead dick, like guys that just like, they don't
but
like the idea of Jokic.
But lesson that I think people have to learn is that there is never going to be the validation, so you have to live, go where you
winning
want.
the MVP is validation. Now you can always just be like, yo, that's the MVP. And to me, in my mind, if I'm Jokic, like I'm saying, like I want to shut everybody up, and that did.
One day, man. What's your song?
Our Day Will Come by Amy Winehouse.
Let's hear it.
Our day will come, and we'll have everything.
Everybody
me and you vote.
A little flat,
Everybody
but I'm loving
else.
it. I'm feeling
It's a
it.
great song, and it's I listen to it every time
Are you going to listen to it tonight?
You better goddamn believe it, dude. It's going to go Peaches, then Our Day Will Come by Amy Winehouse, back-to-back on the juke.
Michael Porter had an interesting year as well, very up and down.
What?
We saw both sides of the Michael Porter Jr. coin on this one. We saw like the brilliance and the greatness from him tonight. It's like Austin Rivers says, he has greatness in him. Everybody can see it. And that was true. You get to the playoffs and you realize that, hey, man, there's still more to go. But Michael Porter is like the third child. There's their child where and I'm telling you, because I have 2 kids, and I know that if I had a third one, it would work out just like this, where it's like the oldest one is reading. Well, why isn't the youngest one reading? Well, because she's young. The oldest one wasn't reading when she was this age. Everything you're always just kind of.
I'm following you now.
You see what I'm saying?
For a second. I'm picking.
But that's how Michael Porter is, where we're like, man, why isn't he up to snuff? And it's like, well, Yoke wasn't his second year. Murray wasn't his second year. Like, why is he still making mistakes that second-year players make? Well, because he is a second-year player, and I think there's some of a lot of that to him, and it's tough. But at the same time, he was a lot of fun. We had the fun scale. He was a lot of fun to watch, man. When he's on, there's nothing like it. I
mean, we expected a lot of up and downs, right? From a 22-year-old ultra-talented rookie with a not highly refined skill set. It's not surprising.
The problem is that he, Michael Porter Jr., fell from the tower, rose back up. Fell from the tower, rose back up. He just keeps falling. That's the problem. We keep thinking that we've hit a new level, but he has to go through, the new learning curve is for this new level he's arrived at, and it's always looks so bad.
Right.
So I still don't think that he's a guy that you could ever rely on to be your number 2. I can't imagine him developing a handle and being able to create his own shots.
I mean, I certainly after watching those 4 games, I understand why you feel that way. Can I just push back by saying it's weird? He has yet to have a full offseason in the NBA. He hasn't had an NBA offseason under his belt, and he missed that college season too. So I know there's been a lot of time in the pros. MPJ still has not played a lot of high-level basketball. So plenty of room for growth. A long checklist of things to work on in the offseason.
He's so good. His shot is so good.
Let's give him time.
I just want him to be that solid number 3. And I feel like if you have that alongside Jokic and Murray, to me that is deadly. But Jokic and Michael Porter Jr., deadly for the Nuggets.
But we did get to see that. And remember, man, at the start of this season, we all just wanted to – we knew the question and the story would be about MPJ, but we all just wanted to see it.
For sure.
And the 3 of them look good together. And there were stretches where they looked great.
Does this season feel a bit like the end of an era in a couple ways? I mean, Barton has his player option, but also, Murray's not coming back next year at the start. Every year it's felt like, okay, same group, and you do this or that. And this one just feels a little bit more, I don't know if it's an intermission. I don't know what it is. It just feels a little more fragmented. Am I the only one that feels that way here? Because you come back and I'm like, who's the point guard next year? I don't know. I actually don't know who the point guard is.
Well, I feel
who's the shooting guard?
Well, to me, all eras now are just the Jokic era. So
that's true.
This is to me, all of the other storylines are just laddering up to what Nikola Jokic does in his career. So this is just remember that one time that he lost Murray and they didn't get that far? We're going to have Murray. I don't know at what point in the season next year, but we're going to have Jokic for sure. We're going to have Michael Porter Jr. But you're right. I mean, it's all around the edges. It would be nice if we got that dominant point guard. It should be Murray. I mean, theoretically, but like George Karl was talking about, he was very adamant about us getting Chris Paul. You certainly see why. It's nice when you have other players that can sort of orchestrate. It's not just on Nikola Jokic, because as brilliant as he is running the offense, standing outside the paint, he's still not going to drive and put pressure and do all the other things that scramble defenses that you want. Somebody who's quick and fleet of foot that can do just skitter around. So, but no, it does not feel like the end of an era. It just feels like a footnote on the Jokic eras.
Should we get to some of these super chats? I mean, people are paying some
dude.
money. I kind of want to read what everybody. I want to see what everybody's
people.
got to say.
Can I just do one?
Yeah.
I'm just going to respond because I have the time and the energy. Someone just said this core is oh, I misread it. They said the core is good enough to win a title. I agree with you, AJ. Good, ball.
He wants
you
to
know
settle
ball.
your
AJ was about ready. He was about ready to get some smoke, man. He was ready for the
I'm
fight.
sorry, AJ. I'm sorry.
AJ's like, what the hell, man? I was being cool. I mean, honestly, guys, we love you guys so much. How many people do we meet tonight? Every time.
This is what I'm saying. This
coming
is
to the bar, you see so much love. That's what we're about, man. We're trying to be. It's joke. We talk about the mission statement of DNVR, honestly, the media outlet we most aspire to be is Barstool. And I know a lot of people are going to hear that and be like, what the F? And it's like, no, Barstool without being toxic douchebags. You know what I mean? Like,
try to cut the abuse part out. We're going to work on that.
Like a lot of things to cut out. But seriously, like they get it from a standpoint of like content and community and this or that. Their community is just can be, and it has a lot of high profile members that are extremely toxic. We're trying to create a community here that's all about love, man. Like, you know, we love the Nuggets. We want to make this experience very like inclusive and enjoyable. And I think we've like hit the bullseye. So I want to talk to all our fans here. Let me hear what they got to say today, Kale. Let me hear from everybody.
All right. And I have a microphone today because there's only three of you guys. So I can read these.
Just go in order. I mean, we'll get to all of these. Every single super chat that comes in. Coming to the bar to be consoled. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah, Noah Tucker. I see him down there, by the way, too. I saw some Nuggets fans rolling in. I guess that guy was screaming loudly.
After season party.
After season party.
Come down to the DNVR Bar, guys. It's Sunday. Let's
Noah, we'll come have a bucket of beers with you after this.
Hell yeah. As soon as this is over.
Brandon Cook, these after the game streams really helped me through the end of the pandemic, and I just want to say thanks for the great content all year long.
Thank you, Brandon. Thanks for watching, man.
Brandon,
it's mutual. It's a two-way street.
And then we've got Jokic won MVP and can't get calls and got ejected. Please tell me something that gives me hope the Nuggets can have a chance to get a fair whistle.
They don't have a chance. They just have to have Jamal Murray come in and just knock down shot after shot to where the whistle is not a factor, or at least you can rise above it. Like, they're not going to get called. They're just not. Like, and a lot of that has to do with the way that Nikola Jokic plays. If Nikola Jokic was Devin Booker, the way that, like, if you touch Devin Booker's body, the way you always talk about, like, the NBA is very concerned with the jump shooter and not really concerned with anything else as far as officiating is concerned. It's frustrating. I mean, like, I get it. Like, I'm annoyed. But I don't want to talk about it either. Like, I don't want to talk about, like, that's the reason the Nuggets lost. But
I think they need some more athletes, man. Like, the thing that sucks about the Murray injury is Murray, at his best, actually is a pretty good athlete in a unique way. You know, he dunks on people. And then you had Gordon and Porter, and there was just even Barton when he was healthy. You had guys, and you were kind of like, this is fun. You got all this, like, athleticism, and it added up. And then when you take a few pieces away, one of the stories of the playoffs and why this offseason is going to be so hard for Tim Conley to assess and say, what do we need, is you ask Gordon, a defensive specialist who wanted to be the fifth option on offense. Now all of a sudden you're asking him to be, like, at times the second option on offense. It's like, man, I can't do that. You're asking guys who aren't defensive specialists. Austin Rivers, come in, and by the way, you need to guard Damian Lillard and Chris Paul. Like, it's like, come on, man. Like, you know, we're asking everybody just to be a little bit out, and maybe even Michael Porter, if we're being honest with ourselves, asking him to be the number two guy when I think he's capable of being that in a certain system with certain players, but with Jokic, he's not a number two. And you know,
this is why I really hope we don't see people rewriting the history of this season. Yeah. Like what the front office's plan was, the team they built, the roles those guys were in. Yeah. Guys, that team was like a new juggernaut born at the trade deadline. It was good. It was the right move. That team was good. Gordon in the fifth role was perfect.
Yep.
So I just hope we don't lose the plot because the conclusion was so horrific.
We will.
Yeah, I'm sure
we won't, but they will.
All right,
I'm a simple man. I see shorts, I super chat. That's right, Jacob Hill.
Wow.
That's right, baby.
Holy smokes.
All right, go Nuggets.
Holy smokes.
Thanks, y'all, for consistently.
Gnome's hat is placed on you, by the way.
Oh, yeah, look at that. It's like a little dot, like a little tiny.
Perfect.
Like a sniper.
It's too big of a dot, though. I could have used it smaller.
Yes.
All right, go Nuggets.
Oh, yeah, you can read it to us.
Thank y'all for consistently putting on a great show all season. Living in LA, it's been my only Nuggets outlet. Can't wait to hit the bar when I'm home. # paper pain is soft as toilet paper.
Paper pain.
Hell yeah, dude. I love
yeah!
Let's freaking go, dude. Paper pain.
I love it. Hey, can't wait till you're out here, man.
This is coming in from our guy, Galen. First time at the bar, flew in from Virginia for the week. Guys
what
took
up, Galen?
Guys took the time to chat and invited us up to the studio. Bummer of a night for the team, but it made something so awesome personally. Meant a ton. Heart, go Nuggets.
Hell yeah, Galen. It's so fun when people are at the bar. We had like people from Virginia today.
Yo.
We had, I forgot the other state. San Diego we had. It was on the show. Leonard.
That's right.
Leonard.
Speaking of Leonard, we got a super chat from him.
Holy shit.
So this says, appreciated y'all having me on the pregame. That really made my trip from San Diego worth it. Looking forward to more nights at the bar in the future.
Yeah, man.
Leonard, you were an MVP today. We loved you.
He was definitely an MVP.
Dude, we'll get you back in a full
Hall
bar.
Hall of Famer?
Many people are saying it.
Many people are saying it. What else
All
we got?
right, coming in from Dylan Cantor. Make a Charles Manson-style Jokic shirt with Nug Life carved into the forehead, please.
Yeah,
that is a little intense.
Come on, man. That is a little intense. Make kid sizes as well. Let's make this, for the whole family.
Community is perfect. Denver native, now living in Boise, and I get to come home after every Nuggets games. Thanks for a great season, DNVR.
Love that, Joseph. Thank you.
Hell yeah, man.
Thank you.
Hell yeah. Boise.
DNVR Snake Draft Pod, greater than watching the NBA Finals. Let's go.
Hey, man. So guess what? The on-season is over.
Oh,
But the off-season, while it might be my third favorite season behind the regular season and the postseason, it's still a hell of a time. Like, honestly, if you guys had never watched us during the off-season, it's like this, only weirder and more unhinged. I mean, we have we Online with D-Line almost becomes a weekly occurrence. Lots of great guests. Some guests that you wouldn't expect. We'll have fun, man. Like you're gonna want to keep it here. We're gonna have live shows and stuff. Yeah, we are getting blessed.
I'm feeling the love here, which is good because I was formerly feeling the pain.
Yeah,
paper pain, campaign.
Oh, the campaign.
Do we want to hit a break real quick before
Let's get one more.
Okay, one more. All right, this is coming in from Noah Christensen. Gonna miss these shows, fellows. I look forward to them more than the games themselves. What content can we look forward to in the postseason?
Well, we just went there. I mean, I will say, this has been such a sprint. Basically, from when we started DNVR till now has been like a dead sprint. So there will be a period. I mean, we'll have shows all week. I'm not sure which one of those will be live, although it does look like tomorrow. I can't tell you because I don't have confirmation yet. But I do have a pretty special guest lined up sometime soon.
Whoa.
With George Karl, so we'll have that. But, before long, I'm guessing like a week's time for, us to kind of get together and start to make our plan and how are we going to attack. You never want to talk. Before the Nuggets are actually done, you don't want to sit there and be like, hey, if they do lose, what are we going to like? Wait, now,
we've had no discussions.
So we'll have some like season-ending recap pods and stuff like that this week as we kind of look back on it. But very, very shortly, we'll come up with a plan for how to make these fun. Probably live shows, maybe live at the bar. We'll be doing. We'll have something set.
Steady up out there. The steps, I'm sure, may make her.
Whoa, the steps
might be coming back.
The steps might be coming back.
Study up on your Nuggets history.
All right, should we hit a break then? And then on the other side, we'll get to the rest of these Snapchats.
Super chats.
We got a lot more, and then we'll probably get like
Nuggets
more
Nation,
even coming
Nuggets
in.
family.
Yeah.
Close it.
Oh, man. Seriously, Brett, I even gave him a buffer. Didn't I even say we'll read one more and then we'll go to the break?
It just took so long.
Oh, my God.
Okay. We are talking about the best damn family-owned dentist in the Metro, Green Mountain Dental Group. They're big fans of the Nuggets, so your awkward dentist talk can actually just be dope dentist talk about the MVP. And when you schedule a cleaning, x-ray, and exam, you walk out of there with a free Sonicare toothbrush. They take care of your teeth, and then they help you take better care of your teeth. So if you care at all about your teeth, this is a no-brainer. How about that? We also get to talk to you about our friends at Manscaped. The Lawnmower 4.0 is out. You can use it in the water, wireless charging. It's hard to cut yourself. There's an LED light. This is what you're looking for when you're looking to manscape. It's something we don't all think about. Once you got the right tools, there's no excuse, and you realize you've been missing out your whole life. So join over 2 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you, 20% off and free worldwide shipping for all of our friends internationally.
Go, dude.
DNVR. Use code DNVR. At Manscaped.
Somebody said Adam's going to take hot tamales again, number 1 overall. That's a deep cut right there. That's an OG. Who said that one? Let me pull it up. Devin.
That was not Quintana. That wasn't his number 1, but it did come at a pivotal moment in the draft, and it really sunk at him.
I thought that was a universally loved candy, and it turned out nobody likes it. Only Mexicans, apparently.
Yeah, that's kind of how it works.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, welcome.
As I'm sure some of our commenters know, it is stressful trying to buy a house right now. If you've attempted this process, then you know exactly what we're talking about. Housing market's crazy. Let Mike and Virginia Chevalier know. Take the burden off this extremely difficult process. We're talking about Chevalier Mortgage, Mike and Virginia. They will alleviate so much stress and take so much worry off your plate. You can call Virginia directly at 303-257-6578 or visit www.dnvrmortgage.com. It's Michael Chevalier, NMLS 193-1006 and Virginia Chevalier, NMLS 191-0631.
Got another one?
That's it, baby.
Alrighty. Let's get back to these super chats. That's what I love, man. Let's keep them going. Let's let these flow.
All right, let's
Our show
go
should
to
just be
this
reading
one.
Super Chats every
Why do we? Why do we
ever do a show?
Super Chat times 2 because I messed up the first one. He just didn't have a caption on the first one, so we got 2 on this one.
Hell yeah.
Shout out to all the DNVR guys for building a culture around the Nuggets, and when the old guard media seemingly refuses to give them their flowers, hashtag not just t-shirts, hashtag Eric's cool grays for our fire.
Oh,
Yeah, look at those cool grays.
look at that.
Eric,
If only I could own a pair of shoes such as these.
by the way, unironically, Eric, underrated hip adult. Underrated.
Thank you.
You are hip. And I'm not usually it sounds like an insult, but
It's
I
pretty
mean
hip, but not really an adult though.
All right.
That's a big part of it.
All right. I know it's not a
Trace it
lot,
back
but
really easily.
my paycheck is in pesos. Thank you for all the love sent to Facu
Man,
and the
you don't
Argentinian
do-
fans this
Anything's a
season.
lot. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.
Man, you guys really are the best, man. We've enjoyed, like, honestly, how cool is it that we've had Serbia? You know, hopefully we've never taken. I don't think we've taken Serbia for granted.
Are you kidding?
Are you
We're
kidding?
thinking about moving there.
We are thinking about moving there, but to get another country,
I'm thinking about living in Serbia, vacationing, having a summer home in Argentina,
Yeah.
and never coming back to
no,
Denver
the
again.
thing would be you'd have a summer home in Serbia and a summer home in Argentina
Oh my God!
because it's always summer, baby.
Dude, that's the dream.
That's how you do it. You just keep going to summer. You never get winter.
Hook me up. I will not stop praising Facu if that's what it takes.
We love you, Argentina. All right, what else we got here?
All right. Coming in on the 15th, uncalled fouled on a drive. Jokic finally snaps. Great season ending in the most Nug life way possible.
Let's go!
Yeah.
It's so
Joke
true.
did
This
fucking
season
snap.
ended in tragedy, but you know what? Makes us stronger or weaker. We'll find out.
We'll find out.
We're definitely broken.
Certainly weirder. Certainly weirder.
From our friend Voya and our friends at
Voya.
Nuggets Serbia, who, by the way, just hit 1K subs today.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
NCU, baby.
The
Follow them,
NCU.
by the way, especially if you speak Serbian. He thanks us for the support. It was a great season. Don't want anyone to tell you otherwise.
Yeah, that's definitely true. It was a great season.
stuff,
I
Voya.
love that there is a certain outlet out there that wants to tell everybody that everything sucks all the time. It's the best. It's the
I
best.
don't
man.
Love
get
that.
it, man.
Oh, I get it,
don't,
man.
I don't get it.
They love us. They're just sending people our way.
All right, coming in from Jacob. This isn't a secret club. This is a cult. Love you guys and look forward to more coverage. I'll
Hell
just
yeah,
drown my
dude.
sorrows in some Smiths.
We ascend as
songs.
one.
We are the cult.
ascend as
We
one.
ascend as one.
We'll see you soon,
We
Avalanche.
will see that. Yes. The Avs bravely win. Drink this Kool-Aid, and you too can join the DNVR
Save us
cult.
some room on the Hail Bob comment, would you please?
And like we've cut way back on like our kidnappings and mysterious,
So
nefarious murders
much.
and
We
stuff.
really cut back
It's like
on
a real
it.
clean
Yeah.
cult these
Real
days.
clean.
All right, thanks a lot for all the late nights and fun times, guys. Hopefully you guys can visit us in Argentina
yeah.
soon. We stand a tiny
We
king.
stand-
Dan a
King.
kind of king, dude.
We definitely
I want
do.
that to become an international phrase. When I first showed some Argentinas the Facu shirt, they were like, I don't know what that means. I was like, oh, right. Most of America also doesn't know
Yeah,
that.
that's right. No, we appreciate Serbia. Obviously, thanks for sharing that MVP with us. Thank you, Argentina. Facundo Campazzo, the Nuggets don't survive that injury stretch. They don't survive round one without him, so we appreciate it.
By the way, tonight, everybody was dead tired, mentally fried, except for Facu, who's just like somehow just flying around nonstop. He's crazy, man. That guy's energy, insane.
Inspirational.
We've got a $250 super chat coming in here from
officially
Ted
the largest
Martin.
in DNVR Nuggets history, I believe.
Diehard fan originally from Colorado, but I've been watching in New York City for 20
Oh, hell
years.
yeah.
I flew out for game one each series. Do I really enjoy watching the Nuggets? I do, but it's more stress than anything. My real enjoyment is being
Dude.
with you guys post game.
Ted,
Love
Come
you
on,
guys.
Ted. Thanks,
Yeah.
brother.
Come on,
Thank
Ted.
you.
Get out of here
Homie,
with
man.
that.
Mutual,
250, man.
Freaking
That's
Ted.
cr-
All that
Ted,
money,
you're the
guys,
best,
by the way,
bro.
goes to DNVR. We're gonna originally we're doing it for like set improvements, this or that. We've gotten so many Snapchats.
Now we're going to buy heroin.
Super chats.
Yeah, now we're gonna buy. No, but it all goes to the company. Like every
Yeah.
single thing of this like goes towards an improvement of the company. So,
Thank you. Thank you.
Would you trade? Oh, this is interesting. Would you trade Joker's MVP this season for a finals appearance?
I know these questions. Like I get where they come from. It's weird to me thinking about trading in things. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Like this was special. It happened. It actually really existed.
But but what does that look like? Does that look
finals
like we get to
appearance.
the finals appearance with this squad? Because we'd get squished.
Yeah, we would get pretty squished.
So I'll take that MVP.
Yeah, I'll take the MVP, man. This was a special. He earned it, man. Jokic earned it. He did things the hardest possible way. Coming in as a second rounder, did
I
everything,
know.
man. Like,
God, it would be nice to go to the final. That's a real think piece.
no
there.
way, not for me, not for me.
All right. Next coming in, you want a sad thing from tonight? Now we have to watch the Rockies blow their DIY tank for the #1 pick.
We don't have to. I mean, we can.
Yeah, you don't have to watch.
do anything.
Coming in from our diehard Evan. What up, Evan? I moved away right before COVID. Watching DNVR and Nugs helped me keep sane in a long year. Thanks. Can't wait to see this team grow. Let Faku grow.
Yeah, Faku grow! Dude, we
Evan,
see you, Evan.
Evan,
We
you're a
know-
real one. You've been in all these, bro.
Yeah, we always
appreciate
see you, Evan.
OGs, man. OGs.
$100 super chat coming
what
in
the
from
freak?
Austin C. Thanks for a great season, DNVR, from a displaced but long-time Nuggets fan in Alabama. Austin, thank you so much.
Alabama.
I feel like as soon as you see a y'all or do a southern accent, like we should be honoring our friend Austin, but that went right into a little, a little insulting.
Austin, you're the best.
Do you not know where that Alabama is from? That's how Forrest Gump says it.
Oh.
Remember?
Yeah, we did.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Didn't
Yeah.
catch that
Alabama.
reference.
Like,
Yeah,
it's like
we
a box
did.
of chocolates. Yeah.
So-
All right,
Take
coming
that.
in from another diehard, our guy Cole, another OG chat member. A bit of my winnings from my Jokic MVP bet.
Hell
I wouldn't
yeah.
have even discovered basketball at all if it wasn't for
Holy
DNVR
hell.
or BSN. It's now my biggest passion and brings me so much joy every day. Thanks, you
Cole.
guys.
Man, that's
Cole,
it, man.
that's
That's
awesome.
exactly it. Like we're here in life. We got to find things that bring us like, not just joy, but like joy with some depth to it.
It's
you
called
know?
bittersweet.
Yeah. So this is bittersweet right now.
Bittersweet is the
But
greatest
I'm
human
saying,
emotion.
I like hearing that because I like basketball's been such a big part of my life for 7 years, however old I am. I don't really know. It's been such a big part of it, and it's like I sometimes think, what would happen if I didn't have basketball? I'd be like, man, I don't know. People that don't have like.
I found basketball late in my life, as you know, and I've found it to be the most compelling game. And I found it. I think a lot of it obviously has to do with Nikola Jokic because there's just nothing better than cheering for a person like Nikola Jokic that you just feel so strongly not only about what he's doing on the basketball court, which is just so unbelievably impressive, but just him as a human being and feeling like you're on the same side as that human being. Like that feels right to me. You know? Like, you know, when you're a football fan, you're like, oh man, he punched another woman. Okay, well, how much do I like this guy? Like, I'm just
Really
saying,
dark.
like, sports put you in a weird place sometimes where you have to be like, I like my team to win. I like what happens on the floor, but you can't always cheer for the guys that you are asked to cheer for. And Jokic is just not that. Like, so for everybody that's found him, for everybody who understands this and has been on the journey, like, congratulations to you, dude. You figured it out.
All right,
Community's everything. Community's
coming in
everything.
from our guy Jason. Imagine this team next year with a fully healthy roster and a full offseason. I'm feeling a revenge season vibes coming from this
I love
team.
it.
Let's go,
I'm
Nuggets.
hyped already, dude. Thank
I'm
you,
sorry.
Jason. I mean, I'm
We're
going to
hyped.
take the offseason, but I'm ready to go.
Coming in from Josh Moore. Nikola Jokic is the top human.
Top
Good
human.
season,
Let's
fellas.
Number one.
Number one human.
They kicked
Coming-
out the top human. Do you believe this? Flagrant
Yeah.
2 to the top
I mean,
human.
Crazy.
Wow.
The top human punched another guy in the face.
Yeah, but just call it flagrant one and keep it moving.
Keep it moving.
Did you guys see the tweet from
We
John
digress.
Morant?
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, it was a bunch of Trey Young. It was a bunch of players were out, had Jokic's back.
Yeah, it's silly.
All
Anyway,
right, coming in from Christian. Just wanted to say thanks for all the content the last 2 seasons. A diehard DNVR sub and will continue to be so. Can't wait to come to the bar. Thank you, Christian.
Hell yeah, man. Let us know when you are here. We like seeing all the OGs.
I'm trying to keep up as all these keep flying in here. Bobby Gonzalez.
homie Bobby, man.
Thanks for another great season, guys. Amazing work all year long. DNVR makes me feel at home no matter how far away I am. Keep up the great work
Hell
and
yeah.
keep the shirts coming.
Does Bobby have every shirt?
Every Nuggets shirt for sure.
Bobby is
He's in the top 1 percentile
the
of
top
Nug-
1 percentile. He always will also DM me asking me if new shirts are coming out. Bobby, lay off a little bit, right?
Like he pre-orders shirts that haven't even been created by you yet.
Bobby.
They're not even in your brain. They're like, hey, the next Nugget shirt, I want one.
Bobby, let me live, dude.
Bobby's a homie, man.
The best.
All right,
Here you
this
go,
is
Nicholas,
coming in
we got
from
you.
Nicholas. Kobe playoffs first 4 years, second Western Conference Finals, second
this.
chip. Jokic first 3 years, second Western Conference Finals, second
Chip
chip
coming
coming
next
next year.
That's just logic, dude. That's just
That
logic.
is just
science,
logic.
bro.
Let's go.
That is
Championship next year?
And
wait.
a bunch of big ones in a row here. One $50 super chat coming in from
Hell yeah,
Ryan,
met Ryan
Kelly.
tonight.
DNVR Bar is great. Hospitality to the fullest. Sucks it had to end like this. How do we feel about next year? What is the biggest thing we need to improve on?
We'll get to
Thanks
that.
so much.
We'll get
I mean,
to
we
that.
can do like just a quick one. Like, how do we feel about next year? It's going to be tough, man. It's going to be a weird year. I think next year's going to be a really, really weird year. But it could be inverse of this season. where it's like frustrating.
Barely
I think.
sneak in.
Yeah, I think next year could be frustratingly up and down. Like frustratingly, like what is this team? Who is their identity? Like,
Well, to be
the
fair,
haters
this
will be out.
season was that too.
But I'm saying this season was like growing, swelling,
No.
and then like whatever. And I think that next year might be that way where I would not be surprised if the takes on the Nuggets in January are like really over the top. Like, are they even good? Are they even going to make the playoffs? And then you get Jamal Murray back, and if everything works out right, it's like you sprint through the finish
I
line.
know.
And now you're the team that think about this. Denver for the last 3 seasons at the top trying to pick their team. Next year, there's a chance Denver is the bottom seed that everyone's like, oh, God, lose. We don't want the Nuggets. Oh, God, tank. And like Clippers and Lakers are sitting everybody for the last 3
God.
games to not play the Nuggets.
I love it.
Be
What
great.
a beautiful vision.
Yeah.
All right, coming in from our guy Francisco. Thanks for an awesome season, guys. It's so clear you love what you do. Vibes are immaculate for next season. Super fan from Argentina. Just let Facu
Yeah.
grow.
Dude, we
Appreciate you,
Facu
brother.
grow, baby.
Francisco, we see you too, man.
Yeah, Francisco.
Thanks for all the love.
are
Thank you,
real
Argentina.
one.
Coming in from
Love Argentina.
Gordon.
Big ol'
Our-
hug.
One of the OG MVPs, Gordon. Thank you, Nuggets,
Gordon,
for a
hell
great
yeah.
season. Thank you, Jokic, for the magic. And thank you, DNVR, for the culture. Do it for the
Gordon.
culture, baby.
Love that he picked $69 too. Nice.
All right, coming in from Randall. Thank you guys for being there after every game. Y'all have been a constant during one of the worst points in my life. Can't wait to grab a pint with you guys next year and cheer this team to a
Doing
championship.
it. Just let us
Prost.
know. Just
Randall.
let us
Prost.
know when you're here.
We'll get a pint. Although we'll have to ask our guys to really calculate how much a pint is.
Isn't it just like a DNVR member beer?
I think
do you mean?
I think a pint is 12 ounces.
the member.
I'm
But our
pretty
beer
sure.
is, no, a member beer is 22 ounces.
Oh,
Yeah.
Tight.
Or maybe a pint
a
16.
good deal. You
I
should
should
That's
look
what I'm
this
saying
up.
is that a pint is not exactly a measurement that is too common.
bar corner.
But it's it's a pint glass.
Okay.
You get a pint glass.
we'll get to the
Alright.
bottom of this.
All right, from AJ Walker, tough season, but we will be back and vote. I'm just like Booker against Jokic. I don't want the smoke. Lol, you guys are great.
AJ Walker, who does know ball. We love you, AJ. Thank you.
Oh yeah.
Coming in from Ashtray, no hate, only love. This season showed the potential. Next year, we'll be back stronger. Stay strong, Nuggets Nation. Thank you,
good stuff,
Ashtray.
Ashtray.
Man, always strong. Always.
Thanks for the great season of coverage, fellas. Look forward to the off-season content and next season.
The
$50
off-season?
from Pierce.
The off season.
One more.
Our turn to
I'm,
shine.
like,
Our time to
sad.
shine.
Yeah,
Last
the
more.
offseason is when things like get off the rails and you're like goofy and
Hey,
there's
man.
there's no basketball to analyze. It's my time.
Eric is about to shine.
Last one coming in from Gene. Thanks for the great season, guys. Always nice to have a place to come where people like I believe. Long live the Smuggets.
There you go. The
Long
Smuggets.
live the-
Long
dude,
live the
The
Smuggets.
Smuggets was the line of demarcation in the season.
And I knew it when you said it. Like, you said it and I melted inside.
You know what? No regrets. Still one of my favorite nicknames.
Guys, you guys absolutely rock. We've loved this. We've loved doing this journey with all of you. Last question I was going to ask you guys, actually, before I kind of sign off fully. Is there a team now that you were rooting for that's left?
I'll take this. Absolutely not. I hope they all lose.
All right, I'll go to Pragmatic Brendan over here.
I mean, yeah, I think everyone's going to yell at me for this.
Don't say the Suns.
I'm rooting for the Suns.
Yeah.
Look, small market glory. Suns drafted, developed, did not get to skip steps. Chris Paul chose them, and they're in a good position.
Chris Paul didn't choose him. They traded for him.
That's right. Well, he did say he wanted to go there. He did
Yeah,
say he wanted
Monty
to go.
Williams
But you're right.
connection,
He
yeah.
didn't choose them. They traded for him. All the same.
Don't miss it, Nick. You don't have to miss it. You could just hang around. We keep doing it.
It was no. I mean, they're a good team, and that's the kind of team that if they win, like there's structural similarities for Denver. It should give you hope. They're doing it the right way.
Nino Vincent. I can't pronounce your name. I'm sorry. Says I'm going to miss DNBA. Why? We're still going to do
good.
it.
We're not going
We're
anywhere.
not going anywhere.
Yeah, not going anywhere.
Bucks two.
Oh, another
People are
super
pointing out the
chat
Bucks.
coming in under the buzzer.
Bucks and Suns to me too. Like Suns honestly play a brand of basketball that I really envy.
Yeah, me
And
too.
it's funny, George Karl, we've been doing that show now for 2 seasons. He keeps saying the Nuggets need a true point guard. He wanted them to go get Chris Paul, and you watch it now and you're kind of like, yeah, man, Jokic with a true point guard. That's a scoring threat and everything else, man. It'd be incredible.
James says everything has been said already, but you guys are the best. Can't wait for the first online with D-Line.
Oh man,
My
it's coming
man,
up.
Jay.
It's coming up soon. It's coming up probably this Friday. We'll have a first online with D-Line. Anyway, guys, it's a heck of a journey. Look, 54 seasons the Nuggets have existed. 54 times they have come short of
Yes.
winning the championship.
Yep.
But as Eric says, our day will come.
Our day will come.
It wasn't today.
Guys, what can be said about a season like this? About a group of gentlemen that I've been able to share it with, like you, Brendan, and you, Adam, and you, Harrison, and Dev, who couldn't be bothered to show up.
Hey, these are already some of the best years of my life. I'm pretty sure the best yet to come, fellas.
I mean, I've never felt so confident in the trajectory of a sports team as I have about the Nuggets. Like, as soon as they fell off, like as soon as Jamal Murray got hurt, it was like, this sucks. We have to put this 1 year later to have the real expectations. But again, like, as everybody has said, like, it almost doesn't matter. Like, I have gotten the most satisfaction out of a sports season, out of this year and the last year, out of this Nuggets team. Like, I've never felt like this during the regular season of a sport. Like, where I'm just so deeply tied into the narrative. I feel so strongly about the other people that are also interested in the team. Like, we've really formed something that is meaningful and lasting, and around something silly like basketball. I mean, ultimately, none of this matters, but it does, because it has forged real human connections. It's made things feel not so dark, especially going through what will go down as the darkest year of everybody's life, going through that pandemic, being inside for an entire year, allowed watching the Nuggets do something that everybody thought was literally impossible.
Preach.
And just feeling like the world was not so cold and broken. Like, there were things that were still worth cheering about, knowing that things were going to improve, and getting to do it all behind the top human being. And it's been amazing. And Adam, you're so good at this fucking show. Like, I'm so happy to be a part of it. It's
word.
Like, people come up to me, they're like, I love the show. I'm like, yeah, Adam's fucking incredible. Like, we just make, I just show up and make jokes. Vogt's really great, incredible. Also, Harrison's incredible. Dev is fucking amazing. I'm a dickhead, but I like hanging out with you guys, dude. Like, it just makes me feel good to be part of this.
Yeah, I will think, honestly, man, it's going to take a long time, I think, for any of us to wrap our minds psychologically around the year that just happened. But a lot of us were in this together. Some of us in physical spaces, some digitally, but we all sort of leaned into this together. I'll remember it as the thing that kept me sane. And I'm just so excited, man, for what's to come. MVP, Jamal Murray will come back. MPJ will get another shot.
Our day will come.
I'm pumped, man. I'm pumped.
Play it on Spotify. We'd play it, but we'd get kicked off YouTube. Play it. Our Day Will Come by Amy Winehouse tonight, and then hold your Nikola Jokic poster close to your heart while you do it.
Well, you guys are making it dusty in here. Guys, on behalf of all of us, we've enjoyed this season. Like I said, the off-season starts, a whole new one. We hope you continue on this journey with us into the off-season. But thanks for riding with us this far. Super producer Kale, put yourself on camera for a second.
Do it. Do it.
Everybody, give this man his flowers. Behind the scenes all year long. Look at this. All year long, making this show. Like, you know,
love you, Kale.
You know what I worry about when I'm doing the show? Nothing. Because Kale's got it all under control over there.
And if he doesn't, we'll just yell at him in the middle of the show live, and he'll figure it out.
It's been crazy almost 2 straight years now. Thanks for being on this ride with me, guys. Appreciate it.
Everybody be safe. Be kind to each other. Even your enemies. Even Suns fans.
Just not on Twitter. You can let them have it on Twitter.
Hey, we'll see everybody on the other side.
Jubilee!